Breaking news. Chargers fans. The Los Angeles Chargers might have just found the perfect piece at the perfect time, and this guy keeps proving why he deserves a spot on the roster. In the latest preseason clash, he showed once again that he's built for the big stage. Before we dive into the latest updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the hottest Chargers news. Let's move on to the big story. His name? Caleb Murphy, a hidden gem from Ferris State in Michigan, and a powerhouse defensive end who's catching everyone's attention. In this game, he unleashed a brutal power rush, a perfectly timed straight arm shove that left the opposing tackle helpless. Players like this aren't easy to find, but the Chargers may have struck gold, adding much-needed depth to the defensive front. When you look at who really made an impact in the preseason matchup against the Saints, one name jumps off the page: number 25 at outside linebacker. This guy has been delivering big plays all throughout training camp, and on Sunday, he did it again under the bright lights. After the game, he spoke with pride about the work he's been putting in, saying that the effort in practice naturally translates to the field. And that's exactly what happened here. Head coach Jim Harbaugh wasted no time mentioning him in his post-game presser, along with Eric Rodgers. Harbaugh made it clear this linebacker is building a strong case for a spot on the 53-man roster, and he's doing it the right way: consistent production in practice and under pressure. And then there's Eric Rodgers, who stole the show with a jaw-dropping pick six. Harbaugh didn't hold back, calling it one of the greatest plays he's ever seen. The timing, the break on the ball, the way he avoided the receiver, secured the catch, stayed on his feet after a roll. It was pure football artistry. Moments like these don't just happen by luck. They happen when talent, preparation, and instinct all collide. Jim Harbaugh couldn't hide his excitement, and honestly, it's hard not to share it. While a lot of teams are stumbling through the preseason, the Packers have looked flat, the Lions have struggled, and the Commanders have had their fair share of ugly moments, the Chargers are quietly putting together some solid football. Now, let's be clear. It's still the preseason. A good performance here doesn't guarantee regular season dominance. Just like a rough August doesn't doom your season. Everyone remembers when the Lions went a perfect 4-0 in the preseason, only to open the regular season with 6 straight losses. So, no one's ordering playoff tickets just yet. But within all the preseason noise, there are certain performances that can't be ignored, flashes of play that feel real. And one of those bright spots is Trey Lance. Once again, he looked sharp under center, making throws with confidence and showing command of the offense. It's no secret that if Justin Herbert were to miss any significant time, the Chargers' season outlook would instantly shift. Quarterback depth has been a quiet concern for years. But with what we've seen from Lance so far, there's a sense that, for the first time in a while, there might actually be a capable insurance plan, someone who can keep the offense afloat if the unthinkable happens. If Justin Herbert were to miss just a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 games, the Chargers might finally have something they haven't truly enjoyed in years: a backup quarterback who can actually keep them competitive. That's where Trey Lance comes in. This is a former top draft pick who entered the league with sky-high expectations, but never quite landed in the right situation. Now, in Los Angeles, he's in a calm, drama-free environment where his role is crystal clear. He's the backup. No pressure to be the savior. No constant comparisons to franchise legends. Just focus on his game, learn the system, and be ready when his number is called. And here's the thing: Lance has shown flashes that he might be more than just a stopgap. If Herbert, who has had his share of nagging injuries and questionable tags over the past few seasons, ever has to miss time, Lance looks like the kind of player who could actually give this team a chance to win. That's all you can realistically ask from a backup. But what if he's even better than that? Contrast that with the Lions, who are in the exact opposite situation. Their starting quarterback is Jared Goff, and beyond him, the cupboard is bare. We all saw it in the Hall of Fame game. Without Goff, it's a complete collapse. But in the Chargers' case, Jim Harbaugh has reason to feel confident. After the Saints game, Harbaugh praised Lance for his presence, poise, and decision-making, noting that not every quarterback can operate with that level of control. And when you combine that with the defensive playmakers like Eric Rodgers and Caleb Murphy, you start to see a roster that's deeper and more balanced than it's been in a long time. Two more names deserve the spotlight, starting with Raheem "Rocket" Sanders. Late in the fourth quarter, the rookie running back ripped off an 11-yard touchdown run that left no doubt about his potential. You watch a moment like that and can't help but think, yeah, this kid is going to be something special. It's the kind of performance we've been waiting to see since the spring. Back in February and March, when the Chargers signed these young players, it was all just speculation and hope. Fast forward to mid to late August, and now we're finally getting a taste of what they can bring when the pads are on. Jim Harbaugh summed it up perfectly after the game. The first thing he noticed? The entire team played with a visible want to, that hunger to prove they belong. He said it brings a smile to his face when he sees guys practice like they're fighting for a roster spot, then carry that same fire into a live game. Mistakes happen, and Harbaugh sees them not as setbacks, but as tools for improvement. That mindset, embracing errors as part of growth, is exactly what builds a resilient football team. Yes, it's still the preseason, but the difference in attitude is undeniable. Think back to the end of last season. The Chargers made the playoffs, only to bow out in a disappointing, ugly loss. Since then, the approach has been sharp. Targeted moves in free agency, smart draft selections, and even a few undrafted free agents who are starting to make noise. Now, after Oda's minicamp and weeks of training camp, we're finally seeing those decisions come to life on the field. And for Chargers fans, that's a sign that this year might just feel different. And it all comes together when you step back and look at the preseason so far. First, the Chargers completely dismantled the Lions, not just a win, but a statement. Then, they followed it up with another strong showing in the next game, with different players stepping up and making their presence felt. What we're seeing is a team that feels different. There's no drama hanging over the locker room, no sense of chaos. Instead, this is a group that plays mature, disciplined football. They're well coached, they've got a quarterback who can lead them, and they've built a roster with legitimate weapons on both sides of the ball. For Chargers fans, this is the kind of season you've been waiting for. One where you can go into every game expecting to compete, expecting to win, and knowing your team can go toe-to-toe with anyone. It's a far cry from the years when, despite having star players, the team never quite felt like a complete unit. It's similar to what's happening in Detroit with Dan Campbell's Lions. In the past, both franchises had elite individual talent, the Chargers with legends like LaDainian Tomlinson and Phillip Rivers, the Lions with Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, and Reggie Bush. But too often, it was just a collection of names rather than a true football team. Now, with Jim Harbaugh leading in Los Angeles and Campbell building in Detroit, the blueprint is clear. It's not just about talent. It's about building a team that plays as one. And if the Chargers continue to show this level of cohesion, toughness, and focus, they could be one of the hardest teams to beat this season.